have a monkey in your pants?
Hey, it's not 2014 yet, is it? Nope, I said I'd see you in 2014, but there's a couple of things. Maybe I just missed making videos, who knows. And look what the fuck I'm drinking. Call of Duty Ghosts Monster Juice. Switch the sort of focus off before it does my nut in. Really? I've got it for the PS4, not even played it yet. Maybe I'll make me good at Battlefield, which I'm going to play on the PC after this. But anyway, maybe I missed making YouTube videos. Hope you all had a good Christmas and all that jazz. The chili that I ate didn't really fix me. I still sound and look a bit like shit, but I'm on the mend, I think. But I came here to talk about Nintendo and other companies' massive fuck up at Christmas, to say the least. Now, I got this for Christmas, which I knew I was getting. I did used to have a 3DS, I got rid of it. I wasn't playing it, but I knew I'd get another one as soon as this Zelda game was announced and once it was released, so I got this. Been playing it, awesome game, awesome system. But Christmas morning, opened it, tried to load up the 3DS, it tried to do an update, a software update, failed. Tried it again, failed, tried it again, failed, tried it again, failed, with random error messages. Excuse me. Came home at night, tried again, failed, tried again, failed. Right, I thought, fuck it. So I looked into it, and it was obviously network issues, as you do. It was the obvious explanation. Now, it turned out, first of all, Nintendo weren't the only people that had network issues. I think Microsoft had very brief issues, correct me if I'm wrong. The PlayStation Network had some issues. Steam on the PC had some issues. Now, Steam on the PC's issues came around the fact that they were offering Left 4 Dead 2 for free to everyone, so that hammered their servers. But Steam, their servers were fixed within 2 to 3 hours. PlayStation's network, it wasn't that big a deal either. It was fixed. So let me get on to, like Microsoft, I think they had very brief issues, but it wasn't a big deal. Let me get on to Nintendo. So all Christmas, I couldn't play this. Boxing Day, guess what? I couldn't play this. Now come the 27th, the morning of or whatever, I finally got to play this. Now you might be sitting there thinking, why is he bitching, he still got to play his machine, blah 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 blah. Now there's a few reasons it wasn't, basically all of Nintendo's servers for the Wii, the Wii U, the 3DS, the DS or whatever, they all got hammered, they all got boom, massive limitations, basically crumbled to a big pile of shit. Few reasons. They offered some bowling thing on the Wii U for free for 2 days, so I think it was Christmas Day, Boxing Day, so that would have hammered the servers. They released the Pokemon Bank, I think is what it's called in Japan, for the 3DS. I don't know much about that or the game, but that hammered the servers. That was apparently one of the big issues. And thirdly was the X amount of people who bought Wii U's and 3DS's were obviously trying to get on these shops, trying to register the machines, trying to update the machines, so that hammered them. So first of all, Nintendo, what the fuck, seriously? You release things on Christmas Day when people are going to be opening new machines, trying to update their machines, trying to get them going, and idiots. Nintendo fanboys is all I can call them. Absolute fucking arse bandit retarded idiots. I'm sorry, but I was on the Nintendo Life website, which obviously Nintendo fanboys are going to be there, and following the news article there, and following all the comments and people complaining and whatever, and so many people were saying things like, oh, it's fine, stop giving Nintendo a hard time, at least all the machines aren't failing like the Xbox 360s did. Or, just be patient, go out, read a book, talk to your children, do something else instead of playing video games, it'll be back on soon, and then you'll have fun. What? And things like, oh, you should be glad that you can still do what you can do with it. Really? This wasn't that personally directed at me, but directed at other people. So many fanboys that had their heads up Nintendo arses and couldn't see that it was a massive fuck up of a problem. Like me, I'm a grown man. I can deal with the fact although it was annoying as hell, I can deal with the fact that I can't play my 3DS for a couple of days. But put it the other way around, right? If you bought your child one of these, or a Wii U or whatever, as their main Christmas present, they were super excited about it, and for example only had a download game with it, So the only way your child would be able to play it would be to go online, download the game, install it and whatever. And for some reason you couldn't until 2 days after Christmas, the 27th. What's your kid going to be doing? So you got a Christmas present that your kid's super excited, opens on Christmas morning, super excited, and basically unable to play for a couple of days. I need a drink. It's ridiculous, there's no excuse. Nintendo should know or should expect what's going to happen to their servers, unless it was some other big fuck up. They shouldn't release new software, they shouldn't release the Pokebank thing in Japan. They should have just ramped up their server capability in preparation for Christmas and got things sorted. Now, it's not uncommon for Microsoft, PlayStation Network, whatever, to have server issues, but Nintendo can't be affording to drop the ball here. Where are they? Are they number one in this whole console situation at the moment? No, they're at the bottom of the fucking pile. Their sales speak volumes. The 3DS is doing fine, the Wii U is not doing fine. Nintendo need to step it up. They can't be arsed. They can't afford to be having these massive fuck ups. Especially when Steam went down, boom, 3 hours later it was fixed. PlayStation went down, boom, fixed. Nintendo had issues, no press releases, no anything, 2 days, still not fixed. And another bizarre thing that I saw, that nowhere was reporting this, very few sites were reporting this, that the network issues that Nintendo were having. Didn't make sense why. There was nothing out there to say what was going on, an estimated time to fix it, or anything. It was an absolute fuck up of Nintendo failure proportions. They need to... Online for Nintendo has always been a bit of fuck up. They're so far behind things, which is upsetting to see, because Nintendo, they basically created video games, just what I see from back in the day. But Nintendo network issues equals fucking Nintendo failure. I'm just glad I didn't have my child sitting crying her eyes out because she couldn't play her Nintendo 3DS, and it was mine, and I'm a grown man and I can deal with it. But in this day and age, Christmas or whatever, or console launch days, these companies need to get their act together, need to get their shit together. Like I said, no communication from Nintendo, no anything. Are they going to offer anything free on the back of this? Particularly because it was Christmas? Who knows? But I was also reading things like people were so pissed off because their kids couldn't play this, that, and they were taking the machines back and taking their eShop cards back to the stores, which is perfectly fine. Now, anybody as well, and Woodland37 touched on this in his video, that maybe people have heard that the Wii U's not having that great a time, but they'll get it for the kids, do you know what I mean? For the Christmas or for themselves or whatever, because there's some games coming out now that they're like, they stick their Wii U on, error message, error message, error message, error message, unable to play, unable to download. And those people are going to be sitting there thinking, have I made a bad choice here? Is this why the Wii U's so shit? Because they wouldn't know any better. But fucking fuck up, Nintendo. I would love to see Nintendo back up here again. Will they ever get there? I doubt it, with the lack of third party support for whatever reason. But Nintendo network issues, Nintendo epic fucking fail.
Do you have a monkey in your pants?